So I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think, honestly, you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So, Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. Shut your stupid mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did
daddies?
I just say?
Wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm
daddies?
sorry. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try to?
Yo, did Andrew Wilson just get exposed? I never knew that. I mean, this goes against pretty much a lot of what he says when he talks about relationships with other women on the whatever podcast. I don't know if you guys know who this is, but this guy berates women that have like multiple kids from, different men and all that. Like, oh, this is crazy.
Do the women that you try to
them that they shouldn't,
Charlie, did I bring
women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your family into anything?
Stupid.
Did I say anything about your family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for
better
it.
than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because you are not a traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional man.
Let's go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing which is immoral.
What you're doing which is immoral?
Yeah.
I think that you have been complicit in convincing young men that...
No, my family dynamic. What am I...
No, don't move the goalpost. Do not move the goalpost. Stay on topic.
Being married to my wife.
It's immoral.
Then why? So then
under my
so all you did.
That's perfectly
so wait,
acceptable.
Chuck. All you're doing is saying. So Chuck, shouldn't you actually be saying that Andrew? You're doing a good thing. Hang on, Charlie. I just want to make sure I got this right. Am I doing a good thing? Am I doing a good thing?
Do you think your wife is a charity case?
By taking care of children who weren't mine? Was I doing a good thing? Whose fathers abandoned them? Was I doing a good thing?
Yeah, you're doing a good thing.
Oh, okay. Well then, Chuck, why did you use that as a form of personal attack on me? Even though you think I'm a good person doing a good thing.
I'm convincing you of my worldview.
You're very convincing, Chuck.
Under my worldview,
I'm a good person.
You can marry your wife and no one would judge you, and you can raise the children that aren't yours and no one would judge you.
No, they would still judge me, Chuck.
Under your worldview, that would not be so. Christian nationalists.
Yeah.
Yo, this is career ending. Because how do you recover from this? I never knew this about Andrew. I mean, you know what? I can't even say that he never disclosed that sort of information because I'm not subscribed to his podcast, but I've never heard anyone else make that statement. This dude berates women on this podcast, the whatever podcast, about them having children with different men. I would say using the same talking points as Kevin Samuels did, that how can they want something better when they already gave their best to, more than one man. This goes against everything he says when it comes to relationships. And how do you recover when you're living your life as a step crash dummy? And this is your hero. This is the man that some of you have been quoting and reposting and praising as some kind of moral authority. And the moment someone brings up the actual reality of his own life, he loses it on camera. And it's not with logic, not with the type of composure that he demands from everyone else. Because I've seen his clips that go viral. This man just collapsed into what Kevin Samuels would refer to as signs. And for those of you that don't know what the acronym means, it's shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And that's what he just did. This is a mess. This is a mess. This is exactly why I don't mess with any of these personalities. Like, you guys got to stop looking for saviors online and stop confusing confidence on a panel with character in real life. Because real life is always going to tell the truth. It'll always catch up with you. That's why everything I say, when I decided to create a YouTube channel, I already knew from seeing other YouTubers get exposed for being cooks, for being simps, for living lives like this. I already knew that the only way forward was to be authentic. Even if my opinions are wrong, even if I'm coming off too harsh, even if I change my perception or my thought process on a matter to be unapologetically you. Because the life of a YouTuber, like, you're going to be exposed at some point, especially if your channel starts to get motion and you start to get known and your shit starts to go viral. People are going to find out everything about your life and you will be exposed. And here you have a man who speaks endlessly about discipline and purity, responsibility, traditional values. He talks about Christian structure, choosing wisely, leading your home properly. But the moment someone says, "Why are you the third man to father a child with a woman?" this man lost his damn mind. He loses frame. Something he always talks about. You got to ask yourself why. Ask yourself why a man who is supposedly so grounded, right? Moral, so righteous, has no ability to answer a simple question about the household, his own household. And the answer is because when your message is built on a persona instead of a life, exposure will always be your biggest fear. Like, when you talk louder than you live, truth becomes your enemy. And when you preach standards you don't practice, every question will always feel like an attack. And this is why I chose to always keep it 100. Look at his reaction, man. This is why I don't watch him, because I just don't like the way he debates women. To me, I just find it to be very feminine when you speak like this to women. Like, you're all in your feelings. She got you. She just crushed you. Look at his his reaction. Not the words just yet, but the reaction. The instant hostility, the profanity, the emotional outbursts, the name calling. I think she might swing on the other side of the fence. That's why he keeps calling her Chuck. Whatever. Either way, that's not leadership. It's not masculine composure, and it's not spiritual authority. This right here is the definition of insecurity, trying to disguise itself as strength by using all the colorful language and all that, interrupting and trying to move the goalpost. The problem is that some of you follow these online figures because they sound confident. And he does. He sounds very confident. But you never stop to ask if their lives match their words. And when you look closely, you start to see the cracks. you start to realize that the loudest men online often have the most chaotic private lives. He's not the first one. And the reason I think they never show their real relationships is because their real relationships contradict everything they preach. That's why you got to be careful who you model, yourself or your life after. Not everyone speaking about masculinity is about that life. And the sad part is, if he had just simply owned his situation, yes, like I would have said, yes, my wife has a past and I accepted it. Even if people disagreed, they'd at least respect the honesty. But instead, he chose the route of deflection and rage. And I think because he knows his audience holds him to the very standards he breaks. So when you strip away the debates, right, all his knowledge on theology and the rehearsed arguments, you're left with an actual man. And the man you saw in that moment wasn't composed and wasn't grounded in any moral truth. He was exposed. I want you to understand why I don't celebrate men like this and why I take everything they say with a grain of salt. And it's simple. Most of these men have never lived the things they speak so confidently about. They haven't served anyone or protected anyone. They haven't been placed in positions where hesitation or poor judgment has real life consequences. They haven't faced situations where the cost of being wrong is an embarrassment. It's a life. It's a real life, a career, or possibly your freedom. That's the difference. I spent 20 years in law enforcement in New York City. I would say maybe the most liberal city aside. I would say it comes, I don't know. It's a tie between California and New York, but the most liberal city in the country. 2 decades of making decisions under pressure most people can't even imagine. Decisions that require discipline, clarity, integrity every time I was on the streets. Decisions that could follow you into a courtroom if they were wrong. So when I look at these online personalities, these polished voices, and these, their clever arguments, I don't see leadership. I don't see masculinity. I don't even see authority. I see well-spoken feminine men who have never been tested by anything real. This is why, like I said, man, I got to keep it 100 with you guys, even if I'm wrong on something. Look, I'm going to link, I'll provide the link to this podcast in the description so you could click on it. And I didn't watch the entire podcast, but I did watch a little bit more after this, and she continues to cook them. It gets ugly, like real ugly. And in my opinion, he's embarrassed, like he's super embarrassed. Look, one thing you could always count on is that I'm always going to keep it 100 with you guys. Everything I say, I'm going to keep it 100. All right. Leave it in the comments, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.